Let's hear from Mr. Ajay, who will set the stage for today's conversations and introduce the global leaders behind Herbal Life's mission to promote health and wellness worldwide.
Herbal Life is a global leader in health and wellness, dedicated to helping people live healthier, happier lives through science-backed nutrition products and a commitment to excellence. Our mission is simple but powerful: to improve lives by providing high-quality, science-driven nutrition solutions and fostering a culture of health and wellness across the world. Well, today I'm delighted to introduce to you three of our global leaders who are driving Herbalife's vision forward. Troy Hicks, our Chief Operating Officer, brings a wealth of experience in steering our global operations. Gary Swanson, who is the Senior Vice President of Quality Assurance and Control, and he ensures that every Herbalife product meets the highest standards of consumer safety and excellence. And last but not the least, David Walsh, Senior Vice President of Global Manufacturing, Distribution and Logistics. And he oversees the seamless operations that deliver quality products to millions of consumers around the world. In the conversation ahead, you will hear from these inspiring leaders about what drives them, their insights on quality and innovation, and their vision for Herbalife's future. It's a journey you won't want to miss.
Hello, Mr. Ashutosh. What a pleasure. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hi,
Hi.
Mr. Troy. Good to see you.
Great to meet you.
Good to see you.
I will leave it to you now. You prepare, please.
Okay, thank you.
I look forward to our discussion today.
Me too.
Let's go chat.
Yeah. Sit someplace and have a conversation. Okay, Troy, so before we get into the more serious stuff, I want to know that you've been to India a bunch of times. Is there anything really surprising or unexpected that you've experienced here?
Well, yeah, in my job, I get to travel the world, right? And I get to see all kinds of different places and cultures. But I would say probably the most unique thing about India is the people, the heart of the people. No matter what walk of life they are, they always have a smile on their face, and it seems like they radiate their spirit, and it's infectious. And that's one thing I love about India. Second part is probably the food. Probably the most unique food I've ever had in my life. The spices, the flavors.
Right.
It's kind of depressing going back to the U.S. In fact, everything I eat, I think for weeks seems bland and tiring. So definitely the food as well.
Oh, wonderful. And your journey has been incredible in terms of your career. I'm sure you've seen some great milestones, but tell me what led you to Herbalife?
Well, it wasn't a straight line. As I was growing up in my younger years, I never really inspired to be a business executive or a COO. And in fact,
That's such a contradiction, because I think you're born to be in this role, yeah? No?
Well, it took a lot of personal and development and growth for sure. But when I was younger, I wanted to be a chef, and I went to culinary school.
Okay.
Yes. So I started really at 13 working in restaurants, and kind of evolved, and went to culinary school, wanted to be a chef. And then at one point really started learning the business side of restaurants. Started ordering the food and the provisions and finding unique ingredients for the kitchens that I was working in, and I found that very interesting, the sourcing side of unique foods and flavors. And then that got me into supply chain.
Okay.
And working in supply chains for the hospitality industry, which then led to consumer products, and really the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite that's quite a transition, but then how did Herbalife come about?
So it was actually probably about 12 years ago, I got a random call from a recruiter looking for somebody that had experience with supply chain and global operations and consolidating supply chains through verticalization in manufacturing, as Herbalife was really looking to go into their own manufacturing at that time. And I didn't know what Herbalife was. I'd really never heard of it, to be honest with you, and wasn't interested in picking up my family and moving, and actually turned down the offer to explore the opportunity. And then from that point on, I saw Herbalife everywhere. The image of Herbalife, the brand of Herbalife, and I'm like, what did I say no to? So luckily they called me back about 6 months later. I guess they couldn't find the right person.
Right.
And it was very intriguing, and I went and was able to meet with the leadership staff and fell in love with the company and the culture, and the rest is history.
I'm sure it is. In fact, you know, Herbalife, and you spoke about being in the Yankee Stadium. If I'm not wrong, you've had quite some fitness goals for your own self. Tell me all about that.
Yeah, a lot of it was inspired, I think, through my experience at Herbalife and certainly watching our distributors themselves.
Right.
You know, prior to Herbalife, I was always interested in just health and nutrition, but I never really was maybe consistent at it.
Right.
In coming to Herbalife, I really fell into love with triathlons. Then that evolved into long distance running, so marathons. So I just finished my 10th marathon this past July in San Francisco.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Sounds phenomenal.
Definitely running is that hobby that helps keep me balanced in life and helps keep me not only physically fit but mentally fit.
Right. In fact, that's what brings me to my next question. What are your core values that you feel as an individual that you bring to the table, both personally and professionally?
Yeah, one that really I think has been my philosophy for a long time is a Jim Rohn quote, which is work on yourself more than you work on your job. So the continuous pursuit of developing yourself and growing to see what you can make of yourself, right? And that really has served me well in life. It's trickled down to benefit my family, of course. And I think that's what life is about, right? You really never stop growing. Life is growth.
Right. And how do you think these values actually affect the culture at Herbalife?
I think it's, you know, I look at Herbalife and I think what's unique about our company is we are all inspired by our distributors, right?
Okay.
The distributors themselves are a makeup of entrepreneurs that ultimately, you know, lead with a positive mindset. So no matter what the challenge is, it can be overcome. As long as you lean into it in a very positive way. So I think that is how I would maybe describe the culture of Herbalife.
Troy, leading a global team is no easy task, right? Like I can imagine across the world you're traveling probably at least 6 months a year if I'm not wrong. A lot of traveling is involved. How do you keep everyone motivated and aligned at the same time?
I think it's two things. One, it's having a common purpose, right? And you know, no matter what department you're in or what your responsibility is, we all sum up to a common purpose, which is the business outcomes as a company that we're trying to achieve, which are ultimately going back to that common bigger purpose and helping people better their lives and the communities that they live in. So for me, you know, we all have that in common, no matter where you're at in this company throughout our 95 markets. The other piece is, again, one that inspires me from our distributors is just leaning and leading with a positive mindset. Okay. No matter what the problem is, if you really take a positive perspective, no matter the problem or the failure, you're going to learn something, you're going to grow through it, and you're going to get stronger. And that's something that my mentors have taught me, and I certainly try to emulate and pass on to my team as well.
In fact, I truly feel that Herbalife's got such a strong performance-driven culture. How do you then set the tone for everybody else also?
Yeah, I think leading by example is one thing that I truly believe in. I've never asked anything of my team that I wouldn't be willing to roll up my sleeves and do myself. I also believe in continuous communication, transparency, and ensuring there's feedback loops so that we're constantly listening and learning with each other, right? We all have this common purpose together, no matter what your role is or what your responsibility is. And really managing and leading without boundaries. Never saying it's not my job. It's all our jobs to make sure the success of the organization and helping people improve their lives.
Right. In fact, globally, I understood that Herbalife's got this thing for maintaining and ensuring quality of its products. How do you also ensure that this quality is maintained through and through?
Yeah, it's a big job, right? And quality is not just the department, right? It is the philosophy of really our product supply chain and everything we do. And really building and designing quality into every process so that is what ultimately ensures it. It's not relying on a given person or a given test. It's actually relied on based on the integrity of the process through and through, from start, as we say, from the seed to the feed.
All right. So Troy, during your field trips to India, have you had an experience which you cherish or is probably close to your heart, something exciting?
Yeah, I think, look, I'll go back to the quality by design philosophy that we carry. Most recently, we had a very prosperous growth period here in India. And to be able to keep up with that growth, you certainly are stretched a bit in manufacturing and capacity. And quality and quantity don't always necessarily coexist very well, right? And one of my most proudest moments here in India was the confidence and the bravery of the team to be able to stop production lines when the quality was questionable or didn't meet necessarily the standards, and getting it right and making sure it's right. That in and of itself reflects, I think, the culture of our company, and it's always quality over quantity in Herbalife.
That's really incredible. I'm not sure if I've heard too many companies doing that, stopping an entire production line just because the quality wasn't met. All right, Troy, it was an honor and pleasure speaking with you. You've been nothing but a delight, and all of these conversations have really led me to believe that Herbalife is dedicated towards quality and commitment. But yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you too. And look, this wouldn't be possible without a really talented team. One that serves us well every day. And there's two individuals I'd like to introduce you to. David Walsh, our Senior Vice President of Global Manufacturing.
All right.
And Gary Swanson, our Senior Vice President of Global Quality.
Great. I am looking forward to seeing them.
Great.
Okay. Thank you.
Namaste.
Up next, we'll be speaking with Gary Swanson and David Walsh about quality assurance and global manufacturing. Stay tuned.